All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Ain't no rules.
There is no plan.
No safety net.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
The Three Noes Podcast.
Oh, pitter patter, let's get at her.
Almost.
Good.
Hair off.
Hey, welcome to the Three Noes Podcast. I'm Mike.
I'm Jason.
How you doing, man? Cheers. Cheers.
I'm doing good. It's end of vacation week, so
Yeah.
you got to start getting back into that. I got to go back to work, but I still get tomorrow, week of the holiday. So tomorrow's
Oh, yeah, tomorrow's Monday. I don't care about days.
I know. You're glad to know it's Monday.
I was shocked and amazed. Was it earlier this week or something? I think you were still on vacation, and you came over. You got a hold of me, and I go, "Hey, we should record." I was like, "Is it Sunday?" He goes, "No, it's Tuesday." I was like, "Tuesday? What's going on there?"
You just lose your day, don't you?
Yeah, this is like
all blurs together.
Sleep when I'm tired, eat when I'm hungry.
That's kind of my wife this morning.
Oh yeah,
she's up late usually because that's just her. Mm-hmm. But since she's been on a consistent daytime schedule with work, she hasn't slept in a whole lot.
Okay.
Well, so I let her sleep, keep my distance, keep quiet. 10:30, she's still sleeping. 11 o'clock.
Did you put the mirror under her nose?
I could hear her breathing.
Okay.
11 o'clock, still sleeping. I last checked on her at about 20 after 11. Still sleeping.
Still sleeping? You catching up on some missing rest?
I went to go, I'm getting ready to leave. It's like 22, and I poked my head in, and she's awake.
Okay.
So I said, good morning / afternoon. I'll see you in a few hours.
Well, that's good.
Hey, if she needs it, she needs it,
Hey, everybody needs a nap every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So
but I she went to bed. We watched Saturday Night Live last night.
Is that still a thing?
It's still a thing. This is their 50th season. It was the finale, 50th season finale last night.
Like they're never going to do another.
Oh no, it's still going. But it's the last episode of season 50.
Gotcha,
50 years, 50 seasons of that show. With varying degrees of success and funny and not funny and all that.
Yeah.
But we find the main thing I want to watch is Weekend Update. I love their Weekend Update. Their current team of Jost and Che are great.
Yes.
And as they do, because they do it twice a year, just before Christmas and the finale.
Oh, the joke exchange?
The joke exchange.
Yeah.
And it gets brutal, and last night did not disappoint.
Oh, okay.
Now, the show was hosted by ScarJo.
Oh, no.
Colin Jost's wife, who, on their last joke swap, Che had Colin read some jokes.
He leaned into the fact that ScarJo had a birthday and a kid.
She was backstage,
yes,
and did not know what was coming.
Oh,
so when there was basically a reference to her vagina and a roast beef sandwich.
Yes, I remember. I saw that clip.
So Jost's response, she came out and sat next to Che and made Che apologize to her. And then had him announce that, of course, he wouldn't know what a vagina looks like because he's never seen one.
Of course.
But Che is much more brutal than Jost.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who Steve Kerr is. And I think it's basketball people or something. And he's got a son named Nick Kerr.
Okay.
And he basically had Jost say that he's not a Nick Kerr fan or a Nick Kerr lover.
Kerr, like Kerr?
Kerr, I believe. I'm not sure who they are, but supposedly they were there. And
well, there's. I'm
assuming they're black.
Well, according to my quick search here, Steve Kerr is the head coach of the Golden State Warriors basketball team.
Okay.
He's white.
He's white.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay, maybe it's not a joke on their race. It was the name. because he specifically had to say he was not a Nick Kerr fan or a Nick Kerr lover.
Okay.
If you say that too fast, it's going to get you in trouble.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there it is.
He also had Jost basically take a shot at Kendrick Lamar's halftime show at the Super Bowl. So Che, I think, actively wants Jost to get shot.
There are some of those jokes that Che puts in Jost's teleprompter is just like, well, what was the one of the joke exchange? There was a lady from the civil rights movement was sitting beside Jost, and Che's just feeding these jokes into it.
Yep.
I was just like,
he had to say this stuff in front of her.
Like he was forced to make Martin Luther King Jr. jokes.
Yep.
And I'm just like, this is amazing.
Che's brutal, man.
He's amazing.
Che's brutal.
Yep.
That's why that weekend update is my favorite because of that. The rest of it, it can be very hit and miss. Generally, a few more misses than hits, but there's still a few funny things in there. Once in a while.
There was a clip. I think it was like Walton Goggins was on.
I have not watched that episode, but I heard there were a couple good spots out of it.
Yeah. So the clip that I saw was Walton is dressed like a guy on the hunt for a woman. He's got like a shirt that's down to his belly button wide open.
Okay.
And there's like one of the cast members like, "Oh, you're just being gross." And Walton's like, "Listen, kid, you spent 9 months in your mother. I just want 20 minutes. Why are you right?"
It's Goggins, man.
Yep.
Goggins is gold right now. Like he has been for a long time. What's your first? When you think of Walton Goggins, what's the first thing you remember?
First thing that jumps into my mind is the Sons of Anarchy.
Amen.
It was amazing what he did.
Yep. Still, to me, one of the most touching things for that show.
Yes.
That's that last scene we have between Venus and Tig.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Well, it went from you see Venus and you're just like, what the actual fuck is going on here? And then Tig gets involved.
Yep.
And you're just like, wait a minute.
Yep.
This has now become way more intriguing because we know how out there Tig is.
Yep.
And you're just kind of like, where are we going to go from here?
But do you recall there ever being any hate against it? Any, no, that's queer shit.
I never saw anything about it.
Nothing. But yet Nick Offerman has that phenomenal episode in season 1 of Last of Us. Mm-hmm. That which is a truly beautiful story in that world. Yeah. And it gets ripped apart. Yeah. But long before that was Tig and Venus.
Yes.
That
the Offerman one when that guy first showed up in Offerman's compound, I'm just like, he's doing everything he can to get in on the other side of that fence.
Yep.
And it just turned into that relationship somehow. So it was like Carlin said, I'll take a shot in the mouth to get a couple more miles down the road, but
that's how you think it started.
That's how I think it started.
Yep.
And then it morphed into something completely different.
Yes. So. And as I understand it, what I remember, it is a vast difference for the character Bill that
in the comics
Offerman was playing from the video game.
Oh, yeah.
Last of Us is a video game.
Okay, I'm thinking Walking Dead.
The character Bill in Last of Us, that is not the story.
Oh,
he's a similar character where he's like a prepper and all that kind of stuff, but for him to have that ending in the show is vastly different than the game.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Bold choice.
Now, for the second season of Last of Us, I've only watched the first 2 episodes so far. So
okay.
Saw up to the point that everybody was dreading. We knew it was coming. If you've never played Last of Us,
nope.
No? Will you ever?
Probably not.
Okay. It's a massive fucking spoiler.
Is it a PS4 game?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I played it on.
No, I'm not proud.
Okay, well, massive spoiler, and I mean massive spoiler.
Okay.
So, Last of Us, the first game, it features this guy Joel and this younger Ellie that he finds in his travels, and he takes.
I watched
protect
the
her.
first season of the show.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you know she's immune, right?
Yeah.
She's got the cure,
She's got something.
and you saw what he did to save her.
Yes.
He's right.
Yeah.
Well, there were survivors from that camp,
Uh-oh.
and they tracked him down.
Yeah, I bet you they would.
Very early into the second game, they catch him
Oh no.
and they kill him
Oh,
in front of Ellie.
that's unhealthy.
And the show did that exact, like they did it perfectly, the same, like almost shot for shot. And Ellie saw it; she was there.
Yeah.
So we know that with the second game, half that game you're not playing Ellie, you're playing, I can't remember, the girl who killed Joel.
Oh.
And then later on, you come back to Ellie tracking her down until it culminates in a final fight between them that does not go the way you think it does.
Okay.
But yeah, Joel dies like very early into
Picture apping old Pedro Pascal.
outside of flashbacks, because there's at least one flashback that I'm sure has popped up by now.
Okay.
That we keep seeing in the commercials, keep seeing in the trailer,
Gotcha.
because he does eventually tell Ellie what he did.
Oh.
And from the show, there's a clip they show where she's looking at him. She goes, "You swore,"
Yeah.
like that, because for those first 2 episodes of the second season, she wants nothing to do with Joel. She avoids him like the plague. Doesn't want to talk to him. Doesn't like. She's moved into the garage in the house that they live in.
Like a zombie plague?
No, no, a little different.
A different plague.
But yeah, that's where that story goes. Joel is gone. And there it ain't. Could he have survived? No,
Nope.
he fucking dead.
Yeah, they showed him.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
a golf club to the face, and then eventually stabbed through the heart or neck. No, stabbed through the neck. Sorry.
Golf club in the face probably wouldn't do it, but a knife into the neck.
They were beating him down with the golf club, and then at one point he takes like a full-on 4 to the face.
Still, it's not. It'll hurt.
But I think it was the stabbing through the neck was the final.
Yeah, so there tends to be air and blood aplenty in that area.
Yep.
So, yeah, you can stab somebody in the neck. That tends to be have a negative consequence on their continued existence.
Generally, yes.
Generally,
From what I know,
yeah.
in my untrained experience.
I'm no doctor.
Yeah.
But I've seen TV shows.
Speaking of TV shows,
Speaking of TV,
I'm watching a new one.
what's that?
It's called High Potential. It's another like crime procedural.
Okay.
Apparently, it's based on a French/Belgian TV show.
Oh,
That this is like the American version.
Okay.
Executive produced by Drew Goddard.
so they've run out of stuff to steal from BBC. They're now branching out into
Yep.
different parts of Europe.
Yep.
Good job, America.
It's essentially a female Sherlock Holmes type. She's a single mom,
Egg washing Sherlock Holmes.
basically.
Damn it.
She's a high potential intellect. So she's got 160 IQ with a photographic memory.
That it?
She can't, like, when she sees something that's off, she has to solve it. Like, sees any sort of puzzle or anything, she has to solve it. Or
That
otherwise it
sounds
drives
like
her,
fucking mental problems.
otherwise it drives her nuts.
Right.
And because of that, it gets her into trouble, and she has trouble keeping a job. Well, the first episode opens, she's cleaning at the police department in the LAPD. She's cleaning the offices.
Okay.
And the major crimes unit, murders and stuff.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
have a board with, here's the suspect, all that stuff. And she makes a few adjustments to their notes.
Tampering with evidence.
So when they call her, that's exactly it. They call her in when they check the security cameras, and then she goes into, well, no, the wife is not the suspect. She's another victim, because if you look here, and she goes through all the evidence as to why it wasn't the wife and why there was a third person there and all this stuff, right?
It's always
And
a third person.
So now she gets hired as a consultant.
She should have been fired and fucking thrown in jail.
Well, she did punch a cop afterwards, so...
If this was reality and not feminine Hollywood,
I'm not. Yes, I realize that you gotta the suspension of disbelief and all, but it's TV.
Suspension of disbelief.
Yeah. But I've gotten into a few more of these procedures because I still watch The Rookie with Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
Even though that show kind of jumped the shark a few seasons ago, I'm still in it to the end. But I'm digging this High Potential. I'm liking where they're going. It only had 13 episodes for the first season, and I just finished the last episode.
That's European TV at its finest right there.
I think it was they weren't sure how much of a hit it was going to be, but it has been very successful.
All the women's is like, this is girl power.
It's getting a second season. Yeah. It's just, but the first season's done, and they, of course, they leave it on a bit of a cliffhanger. And,
there you go.
You know, but yeah, I'm digging it.
Yeah, have I watched anything? I watched the homework that I forgot I had to do for the other show.
You got sucked back into the dungeon.
Oh my god!
Oh, I know. I watched it yesterday.
Yep.
I know. We can't say nothing.
No. You gotta listen to the other show to get that review.
I'm just gonna say I'm not a fan of that guy's work at all.
Whoever gave him his first camera needed to be stopped before that happened.
Well, they're not crimes against humanity, but
they're crimes against
common sense.
Tasteful. My critic's eye. I know you're not supposed to be a critic, but that's what this show's all about.
Yep.
And it just takes a beating every time that name comes across the email threads. I'm just like, how many more?
As soon as the guru said you're going back to Fulci, I'm like, oh no, I don't want. And considering this is technically the second part, even though they're not connected, of a trilogy,
very loose.
I would really want to know why they consider it a trilogy,
because of the ties with the Cthulhu mythos.
You think that's it?
That's the only tie I can think of.
Yeah, well, that makes me dread that we are going to get.
Oh, definitely, we're getting part 3 somewhere along the line.
Ugh.
Yeah. Other things. I think I got like 3 books on the go right now. I'm reading one book from Master Warrant Officer John Barnes of the Canadian Armed Forces. John told me about this guy. Mm-hmm. He Canadian soldier, infantry guy. Right now he's in Afghanistan and he just got blowed up.
Oh, like recently?
No. Like,
in the book.
In the book.
Okay.
I think it was like 2007 or 8.
Okay.
It was it was in conjunction with a mission to clear out Kandahar of the Taliban. And they were getting ready to go. There's a place called the White School where the Taliban had set up as like a stronghold. They were attacking that, and he said he was at the back of an armored personnel carrier, an LAV, and he got blowed up. So now they're talking about, hey, there was in this book, there was a friendly fire incident where the command structure of the company that he was in, he's wounded in the hospital recovering in Kandahar Air Force Base, the main base. Gets word that the company that he's attached to just were involved in a friendly fire incident with an A-10 attack plane.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit, indeed.
How the hell does that happen?
The pilot, they're saying the pilot just saw gunfire and thought he was somewhere else where he needed to be, and he saw that, and he goes, oh, those are the bad guys. Strafed him with the 30-millimeter cannon.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was bad.
But he wasn't there for it.
He wasn't there for that
company.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he'd already been blowed up. He's in the hospital. I think it's like not even a week had passed since he got blowed up.
Okay.
And then the entire command chain of his company got hit by that.
See, and I was expecting you to say that he found out afterwards that it was a friendly fire that blew him.
Oh no, it was pretty self-evident from
Okay.
there was it's just bad, bad. So, but hey,
That's war.
that's war. So, no, it's a fascinating look inside how the Canadian Armed Forces work, like moving people in different spots inside where they need the bodies. So,
Cool.
it's interesting. It's cool. What turned me on to this book, other than the fact that it's Canadian Armed Forces, portion of the book proceeds is going to like Wounded Warrior charities in Canada to help with, I think it was a traumatic brain injury. So
Very cool.
So I get a cool story. I get to help some wounded veterans, and
Well, hey, that's one way to thank them for their service, kind of thing, right?
that is the very least I think I could.
Very cool.
So,
Very cool.
what's another book? Oh yes, I've started to reread the Church of the Subgenius.
You've mentioned that a few times.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever fully got the concept. That was just during the Green Haze days. So
Yeah,
you've mentioned it a bunch, but I don't know if I can really recall what the concept is.
the Earth will be destroyed
Sure.
by space aliens,
Okay.
but
One theory.
before the Earth is destroyed, the pleasure saucers of Planet X will rupture up all paid up dues members of the subgeniuses. This has been negotiated by the world's greatest salesman, J.R. Bob Dobbs.
Okay.
So, J.R. Bob Dobbs is the only guy that has the negotiating power to ensure all subgenii that are paid up will be they'll get ruptured up onto their own pleasure saucer and saved.
Okay. And you're a member.
I am a member.
Okay.
I didn't.
Do you get any plus ones?
They made me an offer: total salvation or triple your money back.
Oh, hey. Yeah. How can you turn that down?
Exactly. That's the greatest deal
Yep.
in religion you can possibly
Absolutely.
come with. So, the day that this happens, July 5th, 1998, that's when the world ends.
That already passed.
No,
No.
it has not, because the world is still here.
So 1998 hasn't happened yet?
Correct.
Okay.
The conspiracy has taken control of the calendars.
Okay. Okay.
It hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
Obviously, it hasn't
So
happened
the
yet.
calendar has been shifted by 50
Correct.
years or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, well.
So, the day,
I can't discount nothing. You know,
Right.
There's at this point, with all the craziness we see every day or every other day, there's no way that's real. And
that's
real,
the conspiracy.
The
conspiracy of the
it's
pinks.
Very possible. Very
Yeah.
possible.
Like I said, you look at all the propaganda that is designed to steal everybody's slack,
Okay.
and everybody is deserving of slack.
Now, as an outsider perspective, I am going to say I see a bit of I want to say parody / analogy to Scientology a little bit.
See, that is you're giving into the conspiracy propaganda.
That which is very possible.
Yes.
I'm a sheep, I admit it.
Yeah. So, if you wish to survive the apocalypse, you buy your membership and you insure your spot on the pleasure saucer.
What's the membership cost?
$33.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Triple your money back if it doesn't happen.
You know what? That does sound like a deal that I cannot
Yeah.
pass.
And when you buy your membership, you become ordained in the Church of the Subgenius.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So you can marry people.
You can legally marry people.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Because your ordainment is recognized under the Universal Church of Light.
Really?
I think that's what it's called. Okay. Yeah. And you can choose your title. You can be a reverend. You can be a saint. You can be a pope.
What's yours?
I'm a reverend.
You're a reverend?
Yep.
Reverend Mike.
Yep. You can be a doctor. DOKTOR. So, doctor.
Okay. Doctor.
Yep. So
that sounds ominous. I always attribute that to mad scientists and whatnot. So
there's room for mad science in the Church of the Subgenius.
Okay.
It's whatever gives you your slack.
I definitely see the appeal to it.
Yeah.
When nothing else seems to fit, Catholicism, Christianity, Muslim, nothing fits. That's one way to possibly go that can focus your energies and your mindset.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, here's some of the tenets of where'd it go? Yes. Okay. Here's some of the slogans of the Church of the Subgenius.
Okay.
Okay. The source, Jehovah One, aka Wotan, Yahweh, Ra, etc. The teacher, J.R. Bob Dobbs. The goal, Slack. Everybody needs Slack. The obstacles, the conspiracy and its dupes, the normals. The way, the casting out of false prophets, the weapon, time control. Every subgenius's goal is to master time control. Learn and master time control. One of the best best slogans, pull the wool over your own eyes. Think about that. What is it? When you say somebody pulled the wool over my eyes, they fooled you. Right? So if you pull your own wool over your own eyes, you're fooling yourself and you're giving yourself slack.
Again, I can see the merit to it.
Yep.
Dan, you're really kind of selling me on this.
Yeah. Here's another good one. If you act like a dumb shit, they'll treat you as an equal.
That is amazingly true.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
It is amazingly true.
See, but if you know, and you can, if you purposely act like a dumb shit, they'll treat you as an equal, but you can now work within the system.
How many people fail upwards?
Right.
We see it all the time.
Right.
Damn. I think you might have sold
Subgenius.com has ordainment kits.
Okay. I'm going to have to look into that.
Look at it.
I will.
Yep.
Damn. All right. See, with the green haze gone, my brain works a little better for me to really understand and retain. So that actually came up. Not that I'm trying to shift the topic or anything, but since I've mentioned green haze a couple times now, 214 days today.
Excellent job.
So I think yesterday was 7 months official.
Nice. Well done. Well done, sir.
When I went to my meeting last night, there was a few new people, and so time got ate up. I didn't get a chance to share. Not that I was burning to share. I'm in a good place right now. With the Niagara Falls trip, I was jonesing, but again, I'm strong enough to not give in.
That's the pattern. That's the loop.
That is a big part of it. Yes.
Yeah.
But after the meeting, as I'm getting ready to leave, this one girl she'd been there since I went day one. I think she's a few years in. She came up to me. She goes, "I just want you to know, I really see a difference in you since your first meeting." And so she,
because I'm not high,
but she's noted she noticed the difference in just how more open I am.
Yep.
Even though I've been fairly open from day one because I went to the meeting for a reason, I'm going to lean into it. But Yeah, like just the fact that she, an outsider who only sees me at these meetings, said she sees the difference. Like that makes me feel good. You know?
Good. Awesome.
You know, so yeah.
Did you ask her to go for a drink?
No, because she's with a dude who's also at the meeting. And,
Getting with you, man.
it is funny, and we're not supposed to talk about, but this didn't happen at the meeting. But 2 weeks ago, my last meeting before the vacation, right?
Yep.
They'd showed up together. They met at this meeting and everything. But they showed up, and she's holding her eye.
Oh, no.
And like people are making jokes. But apparently, they were having a Nerf gun fight.
Yeah.
And he got her in the eye. Like right in the eyeball.
Oh.
He didn't realize it. She was laughing while holding her face. She was laughing because you're like out of shock that it happened.
I got shot in the eye by a Nerf
He
dart.
didn't realize how bad it was, so he hid and reloaded, like keep continuing the
He
game.
figured he was going to get shot.
Yeah. So she, but eventually he like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "No."
I got shot in the eye.
And that happened like 20 minutes before they came to the meeting.
No.
So she had a little bit of a black eye, and like it was bothering her the whole night and everything, right? Well, last night I asked her, "So did you get him back for the eye?" She goes, "No, I completely forgot about that," and just gave him a look. I'm like, "You got to sleep with the one eye open, dude." Like, she's gonna get you when you least expect it. It's coming. She goes, "Oh no, I got a kid for that."
Yeah.
So she's gonna like ambush him or something.
Yeah. Well, way to stir the pot.
Yeah, but
What are you going to do?
I thought that was.
What are you going to do, right?
I went to the movies the other day.
You did.
My second movie theater watch of the year.
I still can't make myself, even with the glowing review that you gave this movie, I just can't make myself go.
I get it. It takes a lot for me to be interested. I am, nothing Marvel has really made me want to go. Even though I hear good things about Thunderbolts, I can wait. I might catch it on Disney, whatever, But Tally had been hyping up this movie Sinners since it came out. Like 3 weeks ago, a month ago, whatever it was. It's a vampire movie.
Interesting.
You would not know that from the trailer specifically because they really hid that. So spoilers. And you wouldn't know it as the movie starts.
There's been a lot of vampire movies that have come out recently, like Nosferatu.
That one. I think there is one other one, but I can't remember the name of it.
Something else.
But this one has Michael B. Jordan playing twins.
Okay.
Set in 1930s Louisiana.
Okay.
The main character is the character name is Sam. He's the son of a preacher, but he likes the guitar. He likes the devil music. He likes to play blues.
Oh no.
The movie opens with him driving up to the church. It's obviously Sunday morning because you hear them singing inside. His dad's the preacher. He opens up, but he's like covered in cuts and blood and whatnot, and he's got the broken neck of a guitar in his hand.
Oh, all right.
And the preacher just calls him, and people are like shocked when he's just come in, just denounce it, whatever. And then it goes to 24 hours earlier.
Oh,
and
nice.
That's where the story starts, right?
Yep.
Michael B. Jordan plays twins, the Smokestack twins. Smoke and Stack is their names.
Okay.
Their nicknames. They are troublemakers.
Of course.
That left the area years prior. Apparently they had just returned, and they're all dapper suits and everything. But apparently they were up in Chicago for a while.
Oh.
And had come into some money.
Sounds like gambling.
No,
No?
not exactly gambling. It's implied. It's not. They're never clear about it. They stole a bunch of money, probably from the mob.
Oh, that won't cause problems.
Yeah. But they have come home to the area to open
Mob
up.
is notoriously forgiving for stuff like that.
But they have come home to open up their own juke joint.
Okay.
In an old sawmill, which they buy from a white dude who they thought was the Klan. He said the Klan don't exist no more, all that kind of stuff, right? But he sells them the place, and they get the kid. He's going to play guitar for him, and then they go pick up Delroy Lindo is Delta Slim. He's a blues singer and harmonica and all that stuff.
Okay.
Blues legend in the area. They bring him into play and all that. They go and get supplies and everything. Well, they're getting ready. Things are going to get started. now we see this random dude who's running through a field towards a lone farmhouse.
Okay.
Looks like he's bleeding, like he's wounded. The sun is going down. He's smoking. Like, smoke is emanating off his body.
That's like near dark.
That he runs to this farmhouse, begs the people they open the door. They got shotguns on him, but he convinces them to let him in because he's in trouble. He's being chased by Choctaw. Engines are coming, right?
Okay. Yep.
Well, they let him in. A few minutes later, you see a wagon, I think a truck, and a couple horses, and there's some native men chasing him, like they're looking for him.
Yep.
They knock on the door. The wife answers the door with the shotgun and says, "No, there's nobody here." Then they go, "Oh, we're out of time. We got to get home." So they leave. The wife goes in to check on the husband. He's just resting as the dude is now covered in blood from his face and his eyes are glowing red. And surprise!
Hell no.
So it starts with them and they hear the music from the juke joint.
Okay.
So, hey, there's people over there, right?
More lunch.
A little more to it than that because like the movie, early in the movie, it might have been actually before you see the kids show up to the church. There's a narration about the legend of musicians that are so in tune with the music and whatnot that they can pierce the veil and call and conjure other spirits of the past and future and all that.
Yeah, okay.
The two very, very cool scenes, almost back to back, in the juke joint. The party's pumping, their blues music's going away, and the kid gets up to play, and he starts playing this song, and then he starts singing along with it. The visuals of this song as he's playing, that you hear the narration again about piercing the veil. Now you see an older, like a native musician playing something alongside him. Oh, and they mention the future, and now you see this like black dude dressed in like 80s metal with an electric guitar playing alongside him. And then you see like an Asian dancer and all this is like while he's singing and playing and the people are having a good time, you're seeing all this stuff around him where as it builds and builds, and it's a really cool scene. Like the roof catches fire. Not really, but that's the visual.
Yeah.
Really, really stunning scene. Really cool. A nice musical interlude in this flick. Now the scene that follows that after the reveal of the vampires and the first vampires show up and everything. Basically, everybody left. Got scared away because of shit that happened. There's only like 6 people left inside the place.
Okay.
The vampires are outside. Now, these vampires, they go with a lot of the traditional sense. They are affected by silver. They are affected by garlic. Stake through the heart will kill them. Mm-hmm. The sun hurts them. It does not follow if you kill the master, they all die.
Okay.
They're very clear to state that is not a thing.
Yeah.
But they do hold to the trope of they have to be invited in.
Okay.
You have to invite them
in. Into a private dwelling?
Even into the building. They have to be invited into the building.
Oh, okay.
Even if when they were alive and they were in.
It's
after
revoked.
They've been turned, they have to be invited in again. They're trying to get them to come out or to invite them in, and they're egging them on. Well, the Asian couple that were they ran the grocery store and everything, so they brought the food and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. The husband had gone out to get the car, got turned.
Oh, yeah. He's
talking to the wife through the window. He's like, "Yeah, I think I'll go back into town and see our daughter." Trying to egg her on.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's building. Now, as it's building, you have 30 or 40 vampires.
Okay.
They share not quite a hive mind, but once you've turned, you share the memories. And so everything you know, they know. Like,
that's
everybody
a twist.
knows everything of everybody who's been turned in the group.
That's a twist.
I like that twist a lot.
That's cool. Yeah.
So you have these 30 bloodthirsty vampires that are really hungry, singing and dancing what seems to be a cheery Irish jig.
Oh, okay.
It's one of the creepiest things, like, for the imagery of seeing these vampires bloody and everything.
Yep.
But they're dancing and jovial, and it's another really cool musical scene.
Interesting.
In there.
Interesting.
Yeah. it's a phenomenal new fresh take, like for vampires, a little twisted and everything. Definitely got to stay through the end credits. Like there's a mid credit thing, like you get a little bit of the credits and you'll see like the older Sam. Spoilers, he survives.
Yeah.
Playing in Chicago, I think it is. They say he's in Chicago and he's like got to be in his 80s at this point.
Okay.
And there's a scene there. Now there is apparently an after credit scene, but it's just more of Sam playing. So it's just a musical thing.
Yeah.
But there is like an extended scene mid credits that is really cool. Possible room for a sequel, but it'd be more of a side story. This is what they've been up to, kind of thing.
Sam the Vampire Slayer.
I was expecting that.
Yeah.
I was expecting something like that.
Okay.
But no. But yeah, I really dug it a lot. Everybody was in it. Haley Steinfeld is in there as the one white friend of the group of the black dudes.
The token white friend?
Basically, yes. It's explained. She's family. Her mom was the nurse that helped birth the twins.
Okay.
She was there when their mom died, so kind of thing. So there's that, and yeah, it was a great cast, good story, original. Did not predict a lot of what happened in it, so a nice fresh breath of fresh air for the vampire genre.
See, that kind of interests me.
Yeah,
Because
I highly recommend.
Yeah, because I almost broke down to go see Thunderbolts.
Oh yeah, I've heard great things.
Yeah, but it's only 3D in Chatham, and I'm just like, not happening.
See, I was going to go to Windsor to see this movie, but I ended up just going to Chatham.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. So,
I was not the only one in there. It was Thursday night, and this movie's been out for like 3 weeks at least, and there was at least 10 other people in there.
Holy shit!
So it's got a following.
It's
done really well.
Okay, because I drove by the theater. I think it was earlier in the week, and it was right around 7ish, and there was maybe 5 cars in the parking lot.
Thursday night, there was a lot of cars in the parking lot. I had difficulty parking. Like I had to park a little bit away from the door. And there's enough out there right now.
Yeah. Okay.
But, yeah.
What else is playing in the theater that would draw?
Well, Minecraft is still there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Thunderbolts is there.
Thunderbolts a draw though?
It's done really well. It's done really well by Marvel standards, considering how much they've kind of lost steam.
Shit the bed.
They've lost a lot of steam, so it's been kind of a pick me up for them.
Okay. Did you hear their latest disaster that's on the coming out?
No.
Ironheart.
Oh, I did hear that. I don't understand what the hatred. I know it's already a thing in the comics. The comic itself, Riri, whatever her last name was, she was a reviled character. Oh, really?
In the comic books, I
just knew she existed. I didn't know anything about her.
So it was like everything that made Tony Stark, like getting shot in the desert, having to build the Iron Man, the arc reactor to keep himself alive, like all this stuff. Like Stark's kind of redemption, like this. She's got none of it. She's smarter than Stark. She's given all this stuff, so she just builds another Iron Man suit.
Okay.
So somewhere along the line, Stark comes in and is like, "Hey, I'm going to take a vacation. You are now Iron Man." But I'm a girl. Well, fucking Ironheart then. I don't know. So.
Okay. I knew she existed. I knew nothing on that. So I wasn't understanding the hate just because I thought, like, people not realize it is a character. Like, it is a thing.
The comic, when they introduced her into the comic books, they're like, no. She was completely rejected.
Okay.
And the trying to get that character over with the crowd, like with everybody else, rejected outright.
That makes a little more sense.
Yeah. So
A little too much racism involved with a lot of the comments.
No, it was a rejection of where they gender swapped a gang of characters all at once.
Sure.
And the backlash was...
Well, I was seeing a lot of racist shit. So.
Yeah, well, you're going to get that. But a lot of it had to do, like, when Hawkeye became Kate Bishop. And they took all the mains and they switched them to girls.
Okay.
And everybody's just like, whoa, back the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, we liked Captain America as Steve Rogers.
Yeah, you kind of, again, it goes back to, it's the same logic I have. Bring up a sore subject, Annie. Okay. The Jamie Foxx Annie. That movie, okay. A ginger, fair-haired, a ginger white girl, and then they just make it a little black girl. No, the Annie character was a ginger white girl for 100 years.
But
call it something else.
But the Wiz.
That's a different interpretation.
Is this not? Could this not be this?
It's called The Wiz, not The Wizard of Oz.
It's fucking semantics there, bro.
They still called it something different.
It is straight up The Wizard of Oz with a black cast.
They could have called it something different. Okay?
Like what? Tanny?
That's your joke, not mine.
No, it's not my joke. It's Ralph Garman's joke.
Oh, okay. See, that's where you got it way back when?
Yeah, way back when.
It just, if you change too much from the source material, you got to call it.
They didn't change too much. They probably went word for word. All they did was add melanin.
A little more than that.
Like what?
Well, okay, in the Jamie Foxx Annie.
Yeah.
Okay, who adopts her in that movie?
Daddy Warbucks?
Right. His name wasn't Daddy Warbucks. Wasn't Warbucks.
What was
at
it?
all? I don't know, but it wasn't Warbucks. Again, you've just changed a fundamental character.
No, it's semantics. You know it's Daddy Warbucks.
But that's not his name. If it's not his name, it's not the same character.
Did he act the same? Was he a rich guy?
Yeah, he was rich.
Okay.
I've never actually watched the movie. I will not give that movie any of my time.
So then what are you complaining about?
Because it's not the same. They changed too much of it to call it the same thing.
Think so, huh?
Just like the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, The Running Man.
Yes.
Based on the Stephen King / Richard Bachman movie.
Yes.
Okay. Outside of the character names and the basic concept of it being a game, but the game is nothing like what it's in the original story.
No. But that's always been the contention.
Right. Okay. So to call it Running Man when it outside of character names, that's the only connection to it. They should have called it something different. And that's why I'm so looking forward to the new Running Man that's coming out later this year.
What year was that, Annie?
The Jamie Foxx one?
Yeah.
I want to say about 10 years ago, 2004, 2005 maybe. I could be wrong. I suck at remembering years for movies, so.
We've got...
As is proven many times over on the Movie Madhouse. Because I suck when it comes to that kind of trivia.
Come on. Give yourself a break.
No, there is no break to be had. I suck at it. I cannot remember what year movies came out in.
2014, Annie.
14. Yeah.
2014.
I said 2004, 2005.
Yeah.
Thinking that was 10 years ago. Fuck.
Okay, so Jamie Foxx plays Will Stacks. That's your Daddy Warbucks.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Not Warbucks.
Same character, different name.
I don't think he was I don't think he was in the same kind of line of business either.
Are you projecting?
No, I think he was more like an entertainment mogul type person.
All right.
I could be wrong.
Okay.
I've never seen it, and I'm not going to. I refuse to.
All right.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!
What else you want to rail against?
I'm still extremely leery about what's going to happen next Saturday in Saturday night's main event with the Jey Uso match.
Yep.
And he who shall not be named. Yes, he's becoming my Voldemort.
Well, who was it? Kenny Omega. For as much hatred as I heap upon Kenny Omega, he had a good point on an interview. He goes, at this rate, the next WrestleMania main event is going to be Logan Paul versus Mr. Beast. And I'm just like, yeah,
he ain't wrong.
It is a definite possibility.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But that's just the way the Q codes. What's going on?
That noise. I think they were running water or something, like a tap or something.
Oh.
But it sounded like the beginning of like an intro to a song or something that was kicking. I'm like, where'd that coming from?
Somebody's playing in. It's Kenny Omega. No, that's just the nature of the business right now.
And I know this isn't our show anymore.
No,
It's just
they looking back. Well, they just turned the AC on. Looking back at some of the old WrestleManias, and I'm just like, oh yeah, Batista and John Cena and Randy Orton, huge guys, crazy over. Nobody's like that at all anymore. Like
not
Batista, I think it was Batista powerbombed the living shit out of Rey Mysterio, and the place went bananas. It's like, even when Dominic turned on his dad, he didn't get that big of a pop that Batista got.
Yep.
They're not creating the next star.
Karrion Kross just had a match on main event.
Yeah.
And the crowd popped huge for him.
Karrion Kross is working his ass off to get himself over.
Did you hear the thing about his T-shirt?
No.
Number one on WWEshop.com.
Karrion Kross.
Karrion Kross's new shirt apparently was like sold out on the website and whatnot. Like he's quickly climbed the ranks on the shirt business. Yeah. Kept having people coming up to him at the live events. Where can we get your shirt? He goes, yeah, WWE Shop. And I go, yeah, but that's fine. But we're here. Like we want the shirt now.
They didn't have the merch at the live event.
Did not carry his shirt at the live events. He has talked to the right people, and they are fixing that. As of this week, his stuff will be at his live events.
He's working the Matt Cardona angle.
Yep.
And it's working. Natty is doing the exact same thing, too.
Did you see the thing from after her match in NWA yesterday?
She slapped the shit out of that dude in the pink shirt.
So was that a plant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I had not heard that confirmed yet.
Nah, that was a plant.
Okay.
Nobody's going to do that. In this day and age, this litigious day and age.
I get that, but it's not out of the realm of possibility that he just overstepped one line.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. But if you watch the video, there's no security shows up.
Okay. I didn't watch it that deeply.
Yeah.
I just saw it once and like,
I
want you to find out.
There was even if it was some dude running his gate and Natty comes over, there's going to be people go with Natty to make sure everything's cool.
Okay.
So when she hauls off and smacks this dude right in the fucking pie hole and nobody else shows up, that's a work.
My thought was gonna did he say something about her dad or something
whatever to get the angle over.
Right. But so it is a work. All right.
She smacked the shit out of that guy.
Yes, she did. Yeah. But, the Fed are totally missing out on not capitalizing on this low-key legend, Natty Neidhart, not Natalia.
Yeah.
They are totally missing the boat on that one.
When she did the promo for Bloodsport, the low-key legend.
Yeah.
Great promo. When Karrion Kross did that promo for Bloodsport, amazing promo. Like, Karrion Kross is a good promo at the best of times, but when he cut that promo for Bloodsport, I was like, this is going to push Bloodsport into another level.
There was a time when he was in TNA because I wasn't following that closely, I got him and Wardlow mixed up. Because
Wardlow wasn't in the business.
He was
yet.
in AEW. He was still early days AEW. Or
Really?
I only saw Cross a couple times.
Oh, so Cross had already been cut from the WWE once. So
I don't. He was in TNA doing as Killer Cross, as Christian's bodyguard or something. I feel like he was somebody's bodyguard or something in TNA, and then a few months later, I saw Wardlow in AEW, and I thought they were the same dude.
Cross isn't that big.
That I knew that now, but for a little while, I thought they were the same dude.
And Wardlow doesn't have the sheer volume of tattoos that.
Again, I know that now. And
You just gotta look at
where the fuck is Wardlow now?
Hurt?
He hasn't been seen or heard from in ages.
I think he's hurt.
Ages.
Yeah.
So
Where's Wardlow?
where is Wardlow?
It's like the worst Where's Waldo game.
But yes, Cross. To my mind, Cross should be put into the Money in the Bank and should win it.
Yeah. I would be.
He'd be my top pick
perfectly
to win the Money in the Bank this year.
Yep. Whoops. D. There we go.
He wins Money in the Bank, and if he who shall not be names beats Jey Uso, he should be the one to take it off him very dominantly.
Oh, this sucks.
Oh, yeah? Was he signed to the Fed?
No.
Oh.
Wardlow, still in AEW, not hurt. Creative has nothing for him.
Another one of those.
Another one of those. Meanwhile, Powerhouse Hobbs
Got put in with Joe.
got put in with Joe, and I'm just like, Jesus.
Which is a massive upgrade because the injury angle with Hook. So
Yeah. Yeah.
replacing Hook with Hobbs, like Hook is a good rookie. Like there's no denying the kid's got some talent there.
He's in there with Samoa Joe, Shibata, and like you have to take this kid as seriously as those two killers.
I realized that wasn't working
No.
exactly, but like the kid shows some potential. Like
I can't believe him when he's trying to beat up a heavyweight.
I was enjoying his work. What I saw of him.
When you have the Brody King, that dude is fucking massive.
Yep.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Brody King's not a fucking small cat.
Nope.
And he's selling his ass off for Hook.
Yeah. Well, I get that.
My suspension of disbelief will take it a fucking shit kicking at that point in time.
Yeah, but Brody King is, and I like him a lot. I do like his work. Like when they had the House of Black, I thought they were a great trio. They all showed a nice viciousness and whatnot. King and Buddy Murphy are good together. Like, Brody King had his feud with Darby Allin, and he was just ragdolling Darby Allin for a while.
That fucking hanging choke off the apron.
Yes.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Darby wins a fucking coffin drop.
Yeah. Bullshit.
Fucking Darby Allin weighs at what? $150?
Darby Allin is one that I don't like watching because he's just too stupid.
I don't believe his offense.
Right, because and there's no way he's going to have a long career.
Especially against a guy like Brody King or fucking Billy Gunn.
Yes.
Somebody like that.
Yeah.
Just like
Billy Gunn, even at 60, is still huge and can still go. Like
he's fucking massive.
Yeah.
So explain to me.
I caught a clip of an interview with him, and they asked him, like, how are you, like, the way you are now at 60? Like, you're better now than you were then. He goes, because I can't stop. Like, it's not in me.
No. He's figured out the formula.
Yeah.
And I'm using formula in multiple senses of the word.
Yeah, he's probably stealing stem cells from his boys or something.
Probably. Where are those two?
Good question. The whole
it's
Bullet
like
Club Gold thing is just
Dorian Gray kind of situation.
Maybe.
So
maybe. Haven't seen Juice Robinson. I know he was injured for a while.
Supposed to be coming back.
But the Jay White was still kind of floating around there. Yep. But I haven't seen the Guns in ages.
Yeah.
And I like them as a group. Like they were fun. Like their entrance alone was.
Yeah. Okay, but if you get the pop off your entrance, what are you going to do?
That's true. That's the Jey Uso effect.
Right. I sell T-shirts. Then why isn't Karrion Kross champion?
Exactly.
So,
well, hopefully they fix that soon because he's on fire and it's showing in the live crowds.
if they give him Money in the Bank and they give him a good run with Money in the Bank, Karrion Kross, the dude he's just gonna get elevated more and more and more. Yeah. And like his promo work right now is head and shoulders above like the vast majority of guys in that company right now. Mm-hmm. I can't think of too many other guys that can talk quite as well as Karrion Kross.
Yeah, for newer talent, yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
I'm impressed. I want to see what he can do. So I'm not going to watch the product just to get the odd chance that I might see Karrion Kross. I'll just wait for the clips and the updates.
Apparently in that match on Main Event, he busted out a frog splash.
He did.
So
I did see
he's
that.
a bigger dude. So.
Yeah, big dude. He what else did he do? He did a tribute for Sabu.
Okay.
In the match when Sabu died. 60 years old. Terrible tragedy in the making that is Sabu and what went down with his last match.
We talked about that last week.
Yeah, it was just horrendous.
A lot of people are still kind of up in our, even though they've raised the GoFundMe for the funeral and they've already passed their target. Yeah. It's still people are pissed. Like, why hasn't Heyman stepped up? And all that stuff. But
because Heyman won't admit that. Because if he admits it for Sabu,
he's got to admit it for everybody.
He has to admit it for everybody else.
Yeah.
So,
have you seen Heyman's girlfriend? By the way,
no.
He's dating like a 20-something smoke show.
Of course he is. Why wouldn't he?
She put out a couple of TikToks, and he's just standing there as Paul Heyman, like as the wise man, and she's dancing around him, like
as all good sugar daddies are supposed to do.
Yeah, but it's like, wow,
the dude's a multimillionaire. He's world famous.
Yeah.
Guess what? He's going to get the hot 22-year-old girl to, hey, can I hang out with you and spend your money? Well, there's conditions. So I'm okay with those conditions.
Hey, there's a lot of women who are.
Right.
And some people say that's the downfall of society today.
Yes, it is. Absolutely, it is.
There's so many of them that they go off to do OnlyFans, and then they realize this isn't working, and I did this, and what have I done to my future children, and all that kind of stuff, right?
Hey, everybody makes choices.
Who was the girl who got released as part of the 12 that got released? And people are like, okay, she's going to join OnlyFans, and 24 hours later, she announced that she had an OnlyFans.
Had a girl. There was a handful of girls.
Jada Parker, maybe. I could be wrong. Her OnlyFans name is Elena something.
Okay.
But I think it was her WWE name was Jada Parker. And people are saying as soon as she left, she's just wait for the OnlyFans. And 24 hours later, she posted she had one. Like that quick.
Well, if it was that quick, she already had something in the chamber and she just had to pull the trigger.
Yeah, probably. That was her backup plan if the Fed didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Well, it's just like Mandy Rose. She had something going on.
Well, and she's proven that, at least for her financially, she made the right decision.
Yeah. Okay. Unverified claims. Multiple websites and posts on X reference an alleged OnlyFans account for Jada Parker, often mentioning nude leaks, air quotes, nude leaks, or exclusive content. For example, sources like, I'm not going to fucking...
Yeah.
So, lack of official... So it might not be Jada Parker.
Well, it's Elena, I think Elena Black. L-A... or Elyana is how she spells the first name, and I think her last name is Black. That's the OnlyFans name. I don't remember.
Spell that first name again.
Elayna. I'm pretty sure. And no, I don't subscribe to OnlyFans. I'm not anywhere near that. It's all from Twitter.
Cora Jade.
Cora Jade.
Yeah.
Okay. Who was in like the title hunt like 2 months before her release.
Yes.
Like she was in a program with Bailey and whatnot, I think.
But she was sent down to TNA a couple times and rocked the boat way too much.
Okay.
She was not happy about the way she's being used.
Okay.
And she said it a couple times.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
Yeah, unless you have the star power to back up your words, you're getting booted.
Yep. Let's see if Cora Jade has an OnlyFans.
Well, Cora Jade is Atlanta Black.
Confirmed launch of OnlyFans.
And it was like, I swear,
Yeah.
it was within like 24 hours or 48 hours. Like, it was very quick.
Atlanta Black, formerly known as Cora Jade in WWE NXT, has launched an OnlyFans account following her release from WWE.
It was very quick, too.
Yeah, so...
Like, people called it, as soon as they saw the list of releases, they said, OnlyFans.
Well, see, that's the thing. Even when we talk about podcasting, like when we first started podcasting, anybody could get famous.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's morphed into the fact that if you have to be a celebrity to get a air quote famous podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So now all these girls that are doing OnlyFans are having to give them away for free for clicks, because you get all these famous people are now doing OnlyFans.
I think they said, if I heard correctly, the average woman on OnlyFans, okay, men is slightly skewed differently, but the average woman on OnlyFans, the average payout is less than $1,000 a month.
Selling your soul for $1,000
Less than that.
Yeah,
might even be like $500. It's very low for the average take.
Yep.
Only the top like 2% are making the big money.
What's the average payout per?
I feel like that number gets released like almost monthly. You'll hear a fresh take on it.
Yep.
And it's not sustainable.
No.
Ooh. Yeah, even worse than I thought?
Yes.
Okay.
The average monthly payout for an OnlyFans creator is estimated to be between $150 and $180.
Damn.
Based on posts found on X from 2023 to 2024. However, this figure represents the average across all creators, and earnings vary widely.
Okay.
Low-end earners, you can make $0 to $50.
Sure.
Top-end earners, the top 1% of creators, can earn significantly more, with figures ranging from $10,000 to over $100,000 per month.
Yep.
Which makes sense.
Yep.
For creators, top earners like Black China and Bella Thorne have reportedly made millions annually through their outliers.
Yeah, there's at least one porn star who has an OnlyFans, and she like came out that she made like $4 million or something.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, good for you.
Context for Atlanta Black, Cora Jade. Atlanta Black started her OnlyFans June 2nd, $15.99 per month. That's the opening rate for former Cora Jade.
Even if I was single and alone, and
there's so much free porn on the internet.
Exactly.
So
I have at least 3 different sites that I cycle through, so I'm good.
If you wanted to see Cora Jade's boobs, I'm sure somewhere on the internet there's a leaked file of Cora Jade boobs.
A lot of them end up some of their OnlyFans videos will show up on the other sites.
Yeah.
Again, as like a clickbait type situation. Hey, if you like this one, go find me over there.
Even if it's AI, it's going to be a close enough representation where you're like, oh, okay.
I don't, and not that I've actively searched for it, I don't know if I have seen a proper AI porn yet.
There's ads. I've seen ads on X and on Twitter.
I saw some sort of bug, and I'm just
Like, what the fuck?
light.
Oh, okay.
It went by the light, and it went up into that.
All right.
that
It was like,
curtain
do
there.
I have to get the gun?
Just with the angle of the light, I'm slightly concerned because it looked like it might have been a bee. So
Oh,
I am allergic, not deathly, but I am.
oh my God.
I'm always.
No, but
Yeah, I don't. I honestly, I have not seen in my perusals. I have not seen anything that was labeled AI
research. No,
I'm not a
I've
pervert,
seen
I'm a
ads.
connoisseur.
Research. You're a fucking research theorist. No, I've like there's ads out there like,
Okay.
hey, like come talk to me and
Oh yeah,
like,
the virtual
AI
girlfriend.
girlfriends.
Yes, I've seen ads for that. Yes.
Yeah. So they're out there, and it all depends on how well you do with your prompts of
Sure.
what your AI porn is going to look like.
Yeah.
So it could look like Cora Jade, or it could look like fucking first gen Laura Croft.
Back in the day, it's all we
Back in
had,
the day,
man.
like,
It's all we had.
Triangular boobs was way to go.
Yep.
So,
And that square butt.
yep.
The square butt.
Fucking curves. We can't do curves.
When she was crawling through the caves and you could move the camera back behind her.
What was it? Leatherdale? He would only play female characters on World of Warcraft.
No, he never played World of Warcraft.
Who was someone I was talking to?
I don't know.
But they said they would only play a female character because if I'm going to look at asses for hours a day, I want to look at a female ass.
No idea.
I cannot remember who told me that. But he was like adamant that
No idea.
I will only play female characters on World of Warcraft. And I went, that's homophobic.
A little bit, but I have no idea. There's nobody in my circle that I'm aware of. Leatherdale never played it, so
It's probably a good thing that he never played it. So,
probably.
was it Taz?
No, definitely not Taz, because I know he had male characters. I ran in with him
I don't
for a
know.
while.
But
so.
I was told that, and I got a fucking chuckle.
Well, now, and I will say, not to disparage Mr. Leatherdale, because, he is family, but he almost always plays female characters in any RPG game.
That's true. That's true.
That's him leaning into the RP.
Yeah. Yeah.
Living out his weird fantasies sometimes.
Hey, like you just no king shaming.
No king shaming.
No
at
king
all.
shaming.
Nope.
So,
But I am hard pressed to even think of a male character that he's ever played outside of one Dark Age vampire he played named Vince.
I can't remember when I first started to run Buffy with you guys, and I ran that pre-generated.
Well,
It was I think it was kind of like a Walking Dead.
he was the Willow.
Was he the Willow?
He was the Willow to my Slayer.
That's right.
He was the Willow.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that takes care of that story. So
again, the only male character I could think of for him was Vince from Dark Ages.
yeah.
So he's got a type.
He's got a type. He is a type.
And he would always come up with like anime, scantily clad anime girl pictures. That's my character. Like he would have them in his binder.
Just happen to have a binder full of anime girl pictures.
He did.
Oh,
He did.
that's creepy.
In the early days of the internet, he searched a bunch of those and had them printed out.
Creepy.
Yep.
Stop it. Stop it.
I listening to Tally and Landon, they were talking about a video game, Elden Ring, big fantasy open world thing, right? But then they got into anime, talking about anime stuff, and I'm just sitting back because I don't know half the ones they're referencing and whatnot. But they mentioned there's this new one that Tally said, or no, Landon said he was going to probably watch, and I keep seeing it on Crunchyroll. It's called Fire Force. And it looks like they're firefighters, but I guess they're like demon firefighters or something.
Carter was telling me about this. About that anime.
Well, Landon said, he said, yeah, but the fan service is a little excessive. And I'm like, What do you mean by fan service? Well, the boob physics and like one girl's top just explodes open and like,
That's anime.
I said, Crunchyroll shows hentai. He goes, Tally goes, no, it's just fan service. It doesn't go that far.
That's all right. Okay. Yeah. Well, that is Japan.
You see a lot of, bouncing boobs and butts, and that's about it. So
Boob physics in Japanese animation has always been a little sus.
A little? Like, bigger than their heads half the time.
No.
A lot of times.
No.
A lot of times.
Oh, come on. Why are you disparaging anime?
It happens. It's
Yeah.
there. I'm not complaining about it exactly. I enjoyed my fair share of it back in the day.
Aha!
Again, not a pervert. I'm a connoisseur.
Yeah. Okay. You're just a pervert who went pro.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I when I think back to some of the hentai, I don't understand the appeal. Like
Because of the indecency laws in Japan,
Okay.
you cannot show human genitalia.
So that's where the tentacles come.
That's where the tentacles came in.
Okay.
You can show tentacles all day,
Okay.
all day long, but don't even think of showing actual penetrative sex between humans.
Okay. I never understood
Yeah.
the appeal of the tentacle stuff. so-
It's to bypass the indecency laws.
Okay. I was not aware of that. That's
Call yourself a connoisseur, fucking amateur.
damn. There's only one that I can remember my name, and I'm gonna butcher the Japanese name. Arutsu Dojoki,
Sure.
also known as Legend of the Overfiend.
Oh yeah,
That was a big one.
that was a big one. Yeah, I do remember that because the tape trading
Yep.
circle that was
The Chatham Kent Anime Club
that's what it was.
behind the counter at Olson's Comics.
Never a fucking bigger group of degenerates.
Yep.
So
But there's so much anime on Crunchyroll. Like,
no, that's just the nature of
well, like Landon's favorite genre is slice of life, the high school youth drama stuff. I'm like, I don't get it.
because nobody wants to live their life. Everybody wants to live somebody else's life. So if as air quote shitty as your life is, somebody's either better or worse than yours. And you try to find that and live vicariously through those characters.
Here's that bug. It's not a bee.
It's a moth.
It's coming right for you.
They're not coming really out.
The anime that I just finished watching, they've had 2 seasons. It's called Solo Leveling.
Okay.
High octane action.
Cool.
A world where these portals, gates they call them, just randomly start appearing. And when you go into them, they're basically dungeons. Like, there's monsters and treasure to be found.
Okay.
With these gates, people started randomly awakening with powers. Anybody who awoken with a power was called a hunter, and then they ranked them. They could test their power level. You had them.
I had them. Well, I am that empathetic. Be free, little bug. Go, go, go.
They could
Either
rank
that or I need to fucking work out again.
that too. You can't even squash them off.
That fucking reminds me of fucking Mr. Burns.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
the one where the fucking mosquito lands on Mr. Burns and he swats it and fucking pulls the hand back and flies.
Yep, I remember
Oh my
that.
God, I need to work out. I'm as weak as Mr. Burns. Or moths are very flexible.
That column A, column B.
Oh, yeah.
There.
Fuck you. Stronger than you.
Well, yeah.
How many? What's your bench, bro?
I don't even lift, bro.
Yeah, see?
How much does this weigh?
12 ounces.
Solo leveling. Hunters, they can rank them. Like, they test their power.
Yeah.
So it goes, it's typical Japanese ranking, like A or E is the lowest, up to S rank.
Yep.
So the main character,
Ooh, like S Club 7?
no, not quite.
Nobody's that high.
You mean the knockoff Spice Girls?
Oh, come on. There's dudes in there. They're their own thing.
The only thing I remember from them was the hot blonde. That's the only one I remember. I don't even
Dude,
know her name.
Come on.
The main character is the notoriously known as the weakest hunter ever. Like, he's an E rank, and like if you were to put a number value of like say 1 to 100, he's a 1.
Oh,
He is that low,
that's bad.
but he doesn't give up. There's some of the hunters, they have healing powers and stuff, so he gets hurt all the time, but they heal him and he comes back for the next one. Something happens where he goes into a dungeon with a group and everything goes fine, but then they think they're done. They find another path. Like, it's a random double dungeon. There's a second dungeon beyond the first. They go in there. It's a fucking death trap.
Oh no!
Like, there's mysterious statues, and like you take one wrong step, you get incinerated. Half the team gets slaughtered in almost instantly.
Nice.
He figures out the puzzle. Some of them, man, he sacrifices himself so the others can get out. The survivors can get out.
Okay.
As he's about to die, he's about to just get like crushed or whatever. He says something like, "I wish I was stronger."
Ooh.
Poof. He wakes up. He's in the hospital and he's fine. But now he sees a computer screen floating in front of him. You are now the player.
Oh.
And so he starts to figure this out, that he can go into a dungeon. If he kills a monster, he gains levels. He gets stronger. Most hunters, once you awaken with a power, your power level is set. Outside of skill and like just natural physical ability, your power doesn't get stronger. He does.
He's got a cheat code.
Basically, he's a part of the system. He doesn't know anything more about it. It's just called the system.
Yep.
And he can level up. He can gain magical artifacts and whatnot. He can buy stuff out of a store on this system.
Oh, he's hacked it.
He can he can expand his abilities, and he keep growing. And by the end of the second season, he's level 100. And he went from what initially was like an assassin build to essentially, I think they call him a shadow master. He's a necromancer. Ooh. He kills creatures and then he raises them back up as his personal army.
Oh, there
and
you
he's
go.
collected quite the fucking army, to the point where he the last episode they'd taken on these bugs on this one island that have been plaguing them for a while. They have not been able to clean them out. Mm-hmm. There was one bug that was created special by the queen. It's like super bug, super powerful.
Was it called COVID?
No, it wasn't given a name. Well, not then. This one bug is so powerful.
Nothing?
It's slaughtering. No, no selling.
Fucking no
This
selling.
this one bug was so powerful, so fast and strong. It was slaughtering the top S rank heroes, and they didn't even see him coming. He took him down and raised him up.
Yep.
He was a new class of minion called a general and could actually speak to him. Like, it was pretty freaking badass.
Cool.
But the show, it's got like 24 episodes for 2 seasons. It's go. It's just high action, go.
Cool.
I dug it a lot. I'm really looking forward to more of that.
Yeah.
Because the last couple animes Tally had me watch, there'd be some cool stuff, but it'd have a lot of low points. Mm-hmm. Better, like more story and whatnot. Sure, Mob Psycho 100 is a good story, but
boring.
I want more action. I wanted more action. Solo Leveling gave me all that action.
Attaboy.
So now, I thought Tally had recommended this one called Tokyo Ghoul. So I'm like 5 episodes in on the first season of that.
Tokyo Ghoul.
Okay. And living amongst humans are half undead ghoul people that feed on humans, and it's a dichotomy thing. Apparently, Tally did not recommend it because apparently it's not very well received beyond the first season.
Oh,
so I think it was Landon who must have recommended it. But again, he says he only recommends the first season. So
don't get don't dig in too hard with this one.
Yes.
Okay.
But the last big one that Tally had recommended to me, it was called Free Run. Beyond the battle or something, or after the battle, and it was this little elf mage girl, but she's like 1,000 years old. She was a part of a group called the Legendary Heroes that defeated the Demon King, This is now like 50 years later, 50 to 80 years later, after they defeated the Demon King, and she's now retracing her pilgrimage that she took with her, reconnecting with them. The one hero who she kind of had a thing for, but she's never fully understood human emotion and never had an emotional attachment to things.
Okay.
But she's retracing her pilgrimage as she picks up a student to train.
Okay.
And she's reconnecting with villages that they went to before. She hasn't changed. Like, she still looks exactly the same and whatnot.
She's an elf.
There's not a lot of action in it, but the story is pretty cool for after what happens after you defeated the final boss.
Gotcha.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, it's the thing that no gaming troupe ever explores.
Right. And that's what this movie or this show did.
Yeah.
So,
Nobody cares. Give me the action.
but again, yes, I wanted a little more action. You'd get some action, and what action is in there is pretty neat. But like she's having a fight against a demon who could resurrect an undead army. But they had this scale.
Okay.
So instead of having a big fight, they'd hold up this scale, and you would measure their power against yours. Whoever's stronger wins.
Mm-hmm.
Loser instantly dies. Well, Freerun could hide her power level, like, because some people, mages and whatnot, can do that. You can see
Stranger danger. Stranger danger.
So this demon thinks you're not as strong as you are, especially with all the energy, all the magic power you have used to wipe out my army. Mm-hmm. There's no way you're strong enough. Holds up the scale, and it instantly drops in her favor. She's like, shit!
Holding out on you, bro.
Like, that was a cool scene. Like, you're expecting, like, oh yeah, she's got to be weak after this.
Spent.
Nope.
Still ready to go.
Yep.
Cool.
So yeah, I've been getting into more and more anime lately.
I'm not.
It's not for everyone.
Nah.
I know, but
well, like I said, I dug up a PS4 that I had lying around here, and I was just like, I'm gonna do something. And basically, all I've done is download like War Thunder, and I've been playing like the starter tanks in War Thunder.
Okay,
yeah, that's it. Like I said, I'm not worried about advancement or anything like that. So
I played Cyberpunk again a few months back. I haven't touched it since.
Yeah,
but I'm kind of feeling it. I might play Horizon again, which was a fun game.
Yeah.
Shooting robot dinosaurs.
I'm with this PS4. Like I said, I was going through a list, like, give me the top games for PS4 for 2025, and it's like Red Dead Redemption 2 has been like on the top of like a couple lists.
Yeah,
and I was like,
that's supposed to be. It's a big open world.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever play the first one?
I did not.
Okay, the first one is amazing.
Shocker. I'm not a gamer.
I get that.
Or a video gamer. Let me correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption, the first Red Dead Redemption is an amazing game.
Yeah.
It really is a phenomenal game. Massive open world, like through the Wild West, and so many side things to do.
Yeah.
But the story is stunning.
Now, is it sandbox like? What was that one? I took an arrow to the knee.
Oh, Skyrim?
Skyrim. Or bigger.
I'd say the world's about the same, but with Skyrim, you could essentially go everywhere on the map right away. Where with Red Dead Redemption, you can only go to certain areas, and you have to progress the story a little bit farther to go to the next zone.
Unlock
kind of
areas?
Thing. Yes, like it would give you some reason why you couldn't go across that next border until you get to the next mission.
Mexicans.
Well, that's part of it, because you do eventually cross the Rio Grande to go into Mexico.
That's reverse immigration.
Well, it's in the Old West, so it's right around, it's in that era, you know.
That one was coming right for my eye.
I've heard great things about Red Dead Redemption 2, but I also heard it's like kind of dauntingly big.
Probably.
That was Tally's complaint about that Elden Ring I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
It's the game that kind of overshadowed Skyrim when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
A massively open world thing. And Tally said, yeah, it's off-putting how big it is.
Pudding.
Game over, man. It's game over.
This has been the Three Noes Podcast. Thank you for listening.
You still here? It's over. Go home.
Y'all come back now. Here.